Restoring broken lives needed today. Teaching to live and to forget. Restoring broken lives with Jesus Christ.
Hello, everybody. Good night. Good night. Welcome to Conversations with Cole. I am so excited. This is February. Can y'all believe it? African American History Month, and we are coming to you live from Bossier City, Louisiana, Restoration Center International Ministries, where our covering apostle Thomas Eugene Keys Jr. is the pastor and covering here. And listen, sponsored with Conversations with Cole, and I am blessed tonight. Y'all know why? Y'all know why I'm blessed? Because my producer, Asa Fowler, is in the house. We got an intimate audience. Yes. Give us some love. Give us some love. I am so excited that Asa is here with me, affectionately known as Asa. So you will hear me say Asa. Her mom is here, her sister's here, our folk are here in the house, and I am excited. And as we get ready to do our interview, just a little African-American tidbit. Lucille Clifton was the first African-American woman to publish picture books. And our picture books told a story to kids about themselves and who they were as young African-American children. And right now, we have another beautiful author, my first Christian coloring book. Maybe you can see it in the background.
I'm working too, y'all.
Right here. And she's working at the same time. Who does that? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Working at the same time. It's good. It's good. Look, everything flows. That's what we do. So, Miss Fowler, you ready, Issa?
I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
You ready as you're gonna be?
Ready.
Her code name on Facebook is G's Louise. So we might be tagging in people from G's Louise. So right now, let me ask you this. Tell me something about you. I always start with that. I need to know something about you.
Something about me.
Yes, ma'am.
I love adventure. Rock climbing. I want to safely though.
Okay.
Right. So I like to rock climb in safe environments. So if I fall, I'm gonna hit something soft. If I'm gonna jump out of an airplane, I want it to be controlled.
They're controlled.
Yeah.
See, we'll come back on another interview to talk about.
Yeah, but it's basically so like if I'm jumping out of an airplane, I'm not about to jump and kill myself.
Yes.
Yeah, but I like adventure. Man, I don't know. I just like to try things. That's my mom. When I was little, she would always say that she was trying to keep me from doing things. Like they had to watch me because when they looked up, I was gone. So I would say adventure. I'm learning to be present. I'm learning to be present right now. So
tell me about who you are as far as your, what's your career?
Okay.
Tell us, what do you do? Tell us about, Sisters and Brothers. Yeah, give us some info.
I would say Jill of all trades.
Yes.
I've tried everything. I've tried a clothing store. I've tried. Currently, I have a marketing firm. I'll try just about anything. But right now, my current trade is teacher, and I have the Gym in marketing. It's a marketing agency we do with social media marketing, management, graphic design. And I'm thinking about changing the name too. We'll talk about that later too. But I'm thinking about changing the name. So.
That is amazing. Now let's get to this awesome book.
Let's hide this. Sorry.
Yeah, just a little awesome book. This awesome book, y'all. We're in an intimate area, so you might just see us say and flow with anything. You ready for this?
Yes, I am.
My first Christian coloring book. Tell me about the title.
Well, what I've noticed is that like a lot of successful things are very simple. So if you're looking for somebody to fix your car, you're going to go on Google and you're going to type in mechanic, technician, something like that. Something very simple, something that you can find. And I was like, I cannot think about what this book is going to be called. That's my mindset. I cannot think about this book. And so I started thinking about that. God gave me my first Christian coloring book. And I feel like that's going to be something that people can always go find. It'll be, if you're looking for Christian coloring book, or if you're looking for a coloring book, it'll be something that, you know, people can find. And also, it's my first Christian.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. Is it the person's first coloring book, or does the title
it's all inclusive.
Talks about your first?
It's everything. Book. It's my first Christian coloring book. Whoever buys it, hopefully, it's their first Christian coloring book. So I think it's a little bit of all of that.
And when I went through the book, what was so amazing, and I said that earlier, that it's not just a coloring book. Everybody, there are activities in this book. There are, you know, word searches in this book. You have, listen, color somebody just like me that God has created, mirror image drawing the King's house. All of this dealing with your mind, dealing with cognitive thinking. And we know when kids work on cognitive products or cognitive books or cognitive activities, it makes their brain function better. And they do so well when we're dealing with different activities. It's amazing. It is amazing. And that's why I like it so much. Not only that, but you also have, let's see, a maze drawing. Yeah. Right?
Finding Jesus.
Finding Jesus. Oh, that's good in itself.
So fun part about that. Okay.
Yeah, tell me about that, please.
So this was just gonna be a coloring book. So I went through Amazon. I'm not trying to cut into your question. No. But the fun part about it, that's why we're flowing. Let me just say what the part about it is that when I was creating it, it was just supposed to be
just coloring. Yes.
Well, when you get ready to produce the book, you have to do a certain amount of pages. And so I had only paid for 12 images. And so I couldn't go back and ask him, okay, hey, can I get
some more images?
Yeah. And I didn't want to duplicate them all throughout the book. So I was like, what can I do to make this the required length, but still the same thing? And so I found activities. I was like, okay, this is a coloring and activity book. But so if you look at the front of it right here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This image I got off of Canva. And so Canva didn't have one that said coloring book and activity book. It just said coloring book. So I just left it how it was and just put the activities in there. So like a little bonus when you open it.
Now this is the thing. You're not going to make us believe that you just haphazardly
I'm trying to tell you.
chose activities, because what happens is they speak to us. Yeah. Let me say why. Throughout the coloring book, not only does she have images, but all the images deal with positivity, about who you are and how you see yourself. And also, as each book, each page, there's a scripture. So one of the coloring pages says, I am God's masterpiece. And you back it up with Jeremiah 29. So not only that, let's say if a child is reading this book and they come to you and say, wait a minute, it says God created us to look just like him. And it said Genesis 1:27. Show me where that is. Yeah. So it becomes, it becomes more than that. Mm-hmm. And guess what? We have a question from the audience.
Okay.
What's the age of requirement?
I think I started at like 8, but 8 plus. Because like the only reason I started at 8 is because it had words in there. And it was probably around that level that people could read. That was around the age that my niece was, or my nieces were. And so I just wanted to give them something. So I think I started at 8 plus because that was the demographic that I was trying to reach. I was trying to reach those kids that, wanted to color, that would know how to unscramble words and go through a word search. So just kind of giving them something. And then I wanted them to see themselves in the book. So
yes.
A lot of them have afros and locks and broad noses and stuff like that, because I wanted to see a Christian coloring book that looked like me.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, them teeth. So I was working.
They have teeth. You're talking about.
So I was working with the illustrator Wes. I cannot say his last name, but I was working with him, and he sent me, the first time he sent me the proof of the image, I was like, my normal self, the normal people pleasing self would be like, okay, I'm just happy to have it. But I could not sit on that because this was about to get put out and I was paying for it. And so I was like,
you wanted to work on the teeth?
The first time he put the teeth on there, it looked like another lip. It did. It looked like another lip. And I was like, I don't know. I was saying to my sister, I'm like, I don't know about this. And she said, well, Issa, just tell them you don't like the lip or like you don't like the teeth.
Right.
And so then I had to find teeth that I thought looked good for a child. He gave me some grown teeth. I was like, them teeth look too grown for this children. like seriously, I'm having this conversation with him, and I don't get to talk to him on the phone. I'm having to communicate with him through an app. And so he finally came up with these, and I was like, okay, I like that.
Why was this so important to you?
I don't even know. I really don't know. I just don't know. It was important to me because if I had to say something, it was important to me because it was my name on it.
Got you.
Yeah.
Your name was on it. And you said it is about positive image.
Yeah.
And this page with the teeth, y'all, says, I belong to God.
Yeah.
Isaiah 4:3. Isaiah 43:1. So as I said, a child may come and ask you where is this coming from and why. And that's what makes it so deep as far as a devotional. And then also because what impressed me was what's impressive about the coloring book. A lot of time when you get a Christian coloring book, it normally just the formula is always flowing from Genesis to Revelation, or Genesis. They do Bible stories, and then they end the coloring book with the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. It just kind of flows and goes through. So let me ask you this: why did you choose certain parts, or did you just choose them? Talk to me.
So you're getting all the secrets. So I'm like the meaning behind it was definitely intentional, but having to find it was basically me going to Google. Hey Google, find me these Bible verses for kids. And so they gave me like 43, and from it I just chose the ones that I felt like matched those images. And so like this one says God created us to be just like Him or to look just like Him.
Right.
And so if you look, each image is matched with a activity that coincides with that Bible verse.
Yes.
So if this one says God created us to look just like Him, I want you to show me what that image looks like. It's a different activity, but it's supposed to correlate and kind of go together.
And it does. Yeah. And it does. It's just amazing. I have another question for you. Why is the persona an African American man?
I don't know. I think that was just the one that popped. That's a good question. I don't know.
She always like she don't know what she said. I don't know what question she's gonna ask me.
No, I really don't know. I don't know. A lot of times when I do things, I just go off of how it looks and what looks the best, and I think that one looked the best on the front. To be honest, I think that might have been. Oh, that's probably what it was. He sent me like the proof, the black and white and the color version. I think that was one of the color versions that he sent to me.
So you just like this image the best.
I think that was the only color image he sent me.
Right. And so if he sent you a young lady who you have chose it, what made it stick out to you?
If he sent me a young lady, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I looked at it.
You didn't really look at it.
Yeah, I don't think I looked at the image of it. I just looked at what I had, and out of what I had that.
Got you.
So I was like,
let's go with
that, because I didn't want to put two people on the front. I didn't want to put two people on the front. I think one person mattered the most. A lot of times when I make decisions, it's not like a full thought process. It's just like, oh yeah,
you make the decision. And so in business, because if you are listening, she's also giving us tidbits on how to publish a book, how to choose things to write the book, and how to make it interesting. She talked about going to Amazon. She talked about Googling. She also talked about Canva, and just some different avenues that you could use if you wanted to publish your own book. Now, is he carrying a Bible, or it's just a book?
I think it's just a book.
Just a book. But I think what stuck out to me is this young man with the Bible, and he doesn't look. Yeah, I'm married to a pastor, but y'all understand what I mean. He doesn't look like a little Sunday school young man with a full suit on and a tie. Just a happy little kid with his book. That's all it is. And so that, to me, it sticks out because when you open it up, it has so much going on with it. Earlier today, we did a short interview, and I asked you, what was the inspiration for the book? And you told me something about how you felt about yourself.
Yeah. When I was younger, it wasn't because I had the lack of it. So I had my parents telling me, you're beautiful. I had my parents telling me don't let them so and so, treat you any kind of way. They were definitely there giving me
Yes.
the information that I needed, but I wasn't collecting it. And so as I continued to move through life, I felt I knew best. I felt like I always knew what I needed until I got to the moment where I needed what they were telling me, and I wasn't able to get it then. I had to go and sit on what they had told me as a kid so that when I got to the next moment where I needed that, then I would be able to use it. Have that confidence. Know that I am beautiful. Know that I don't have to let so and so treat me any kind of way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it was definitely about lesson, but it was because I chose to buy it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But when it comes to that, I wanted to kind of push that out there. I wanted to give that to kids when they're reading this coloring book, they're getting confidence.
Yeah.
Not-
Tell
yeah.
us. Give me that word. Give me that. Give me that.
Confidence.
Yes, ma'am. Give me that now.
Uh,
Confidence. Love it. Love it. Love it. Tell me what it. Tell me.
You know how when your teacher give you a tell pop quiz?
Yes.
When you just asked me to give you that now, I was like, no. But yeah, so I'm gonna go back real quick.
Yes.
In my journal in 2023, I decided to write out probably like 50 or 100 things that I wanted God to do for me, and one of them was that I wanted confidence.
Jesus. Yes.
And I expected to just be like, yeah, but what it really came out to be was that I had a slow process to go through, learning how to complete things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this was very important to me, because it was something that I completed, something that I was able to put out there for myself.
Yes.
And for my nieces and nephews, whoever they may be, if they're my actual nieces or nephews that are my blood, if they are my students, if they are my players, whoever they are, if they look at this coloring book, I want them to be able to obtain or create a foundation for the confidence.
So what does confidence mean?
Having that confidence that God gave you, not the confidence that you got yourself, but that strong foundation, that man, that how it says that God is your rock, He's your firm foundation.
Yes, yes. Confidence is such an awesome word, and what she's saying is that confidence comes from God. Yeah. And when she started creating this book, if y'all heard her say, this is the first thing that she finished. Mm-hmm. And what an awesome project to finish, to impact so many people.
Yeah, question. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please, go ahead.
So, how would you maybe you already kind of answered this a little bit, but how would you describe your headspace when you were creating this book? Like, where were you spiritually? You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Spiritually?
You said confidence now. Yeah. Come on, explain what you're talking about.
I also said it was a slow process. This was in July. This was in July of 2024, going into August. And I was focused. I was determined spiritually. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's spiritual too. I was focused. I was determined. I wanted to do something. I did see it on Instagram about how easy it could be, but it wasn't as easy as they made it seem. It comes with a lot. It came with a lot, but what I'm able to do now is I'm able to show my students that they can do something as simple as that and put it out there. It started off because of me and because of what I wanted to do, but as I put it out there, it has become bigger than me. So I say that's how it's spiritual, because it's giving God the platform. It's putting Him out there for people that might not normally get Him in a different way. Yeah.
Got it. Any more questions? Yeah, y'all, that was a blessing, because she gave some questions. Now, what's so funny is last night she was saying, what can anybody ask me about a coloring book? Right. Because it's so much more.
Apparently, it's a lot you could ask about.
Yes. It is so much more. Yeah. And I love the dedication, as you said, to your nieces and nephews and to your students, to let them see, or allow them to see that they can do this. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. They can work on this. They can finish this. And also, after finishing the book, how does it make you feel now?
Honestly, I don't even think about this book.
You don't?
No, and I don't mean that in like a negative way. I mean that in like a, how when you do things and you're like, oh, look what I did. I did. It's more like, okay.
Meaning that,
whatever it's going to do, it's going to do.
and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That after you finish the book, you feel like you have accomplished what God has wanted you to do, or is it just one step to so many things that you want to do?
I don't think I can answer that. I can say that yes, it's complete, but I don't know if I've completed what God wants me to do yet. I don't know if it's reached the
With
people.
this book.
Yeah, I don't know if it's reached, if I've done as much as I should do with the book yet. I know that I did the first part,
Right.
so I can answer that and say yes. But as far as the longevity of it, I don't know that yet. Man,
You answered the question.
yeah, I don't know that yet.
You answered the question because we don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know where God is taking us to.
I don't feel like He's displeased.
Me
Yeah.
neither. Me neither. But
That's
let
the
me
answer.
ask you this before. If you had to say anything else about, for real. And one of our audience members asked how old, my mother-in-law, we were trying to figure out um the differences. That was hard
Let me
with the
see.
jacket, because I don't know if it was correct, y'all.
So
There's
I got
also
a.
an
Can I
answer
tell you a
key
story?
in the back of
It's
the
a
book.
real quick story.
Yes, please.
So on the first, I don't know what happened, but on the first rendition of this book, on that spot the difference page, it was messed up, and I felt some type of way about that. So let's go to spot the difference.
Yes, go ahead,
It's
go
towards
ahead.
the back.
Yeah, because we were like, wait a minute, what's different? What's going on?
All right.
So I challenge y'all to do this part.
So he on the first part, he had everything. It wasn't no differences. So I was like, how I'm gonna keep selling this book, and I didn't mess them people money up. Like I'm charging these people, and there are no differences.
No
on this
differences.
page. So luckily, I was able to go back and edit it and upload the new file. But as you can see, he missing the eye now. I ain't gonna tell you too much. The answers in the back. So
We had, we went through it,
Amazon.
and we still had to go in the back and check our work. So what I'm saying, it is for everybody. And I spoke earlier about how my mother-in-law, she does a lot of coloring, and how it just eases you.
Yeah.
It calms you down, and it's part of self-care.
Yeah.
What else you want to say?
About the coloring book?
Yes, and just in general.
Nothing else about the coloring book, but I do want to shout you guys out and thank y'all for supporting, for taking your resources and helping to support what I've done. For the people that have come to support my mom, my dad, my sister, all the people that have supported me when I was up and down. I am very grateful. I'm very thankful for those people. To Wes, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it.
That's our illustrator.
Never met him, but I thank him for being so patient and for helping to help a vision come to life. Best friend and her husband. I see they're going to do a coloring book. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't told me anything like that, but I see they're going to do a coloring book soon too, and he's going to be the illustrator. And so it's just me maybe being able to help show them how to publish, or show the next person how to publish something that this did not cost me anything other than getting the images illustrated.
Did y'all hear that?
So if anybody wants to just type a book up, all you gotta do is put it on Amazon. Amazon's they are going to pay for everything, and that's what I felt was beautiful about the process, was because it cost me $100. $100. That, I mean, it was just the right time. It was just the right
Y'all
time.
heard that, and just in awe of what God is doing.
Yeah.
And so awesome. So as I said, you're teaching us at the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time, your production company.
Ooh, chill.
How's everything going?
It's developing.
It's developing. It is developing. I just want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in with Conversations with Co, with our featured author, African American author, the featured author for February, African American History Month. Our other author is here, Lisa Simmons. She was our featured author in February. Y'all, this is our second season. But we just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. African American History Month, which is why I am dressed like this. Storytelling has been a part of the African American community for years, since slavery. That is the way we talked about history and traded stories so that people would know different things. So to create my first coloring book is just another step in us telling our story. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you. We're so excited for what God is doing now, what He has done, what He's doing now, and so much more what He's going to do with you. Thank y'all so much. Good night, everybody. We just thank God for this.